If you're lucky enough to fall in love with someone, try not to ruin it by Googling them.
The Contradiction with Lithia McCann and Byron McDonald.
Just to make sure you don't forget what we look like.
And we are live. Welcome to The Contradiction, guys, with myself, Byron McDonald, and Lithia McCann. As I say each week, Facebook is a private-owned interface. So if you do get logged off, please just hop back onto the page. And we are multi-streaming on various platforms. So if you want to comment and engage, please do so. We'll get those comments.
Indeed. And The Contradiction is about bringing different viewpoints together and allowing you, the viewer, the opportunity to comment and engage and share your viewpoint on the topic. So each week we get new guest hosts with a new topic to discuss and contradict each other's viewpoints. So I'm excited to introduce to you our guest for tonight, especially with the topic that we have for this week. I think it's going to be very interesting and quite controversial. So let me go ahead and introduce to you our guest, which is Tanya and Rawat Zaid. Tanya and Rawat have been married for 11 years. They have 4 beautiful children together. And Tanya is originally from South Africa and Rawat from Lebanon. And Tanya and Rawat says they are worlds apart. They have different cultures and different belief systems, yet they have a great understanding and bond that they share together. They say that they've been through many challenges within their marriage, especially after the loss of their 2-year-old son a few years ago, but they've come out stronger and even better at the end. So Tanya and Rawat are currently living in Ivory Coast, where they first met. No, West Africa, and they met in Ivory Coast.
No, you met her on the plane in the sky, I think.
Oh, while Tanya was still an air hostess, that's where they met in 2008 in Ivory Coast, but they are currently residing in West Africa with their beautiful children, which they have 4 of them. And their way of life is love can conquer all, and with
I don't know what you should know. It.
Love can conquer all, and you are the creator of your own life.
I'm joking, yeah. No, it's exciting to get the both of them, and they both have their own way of living, and they live so beautifully together, I would say. Like you with your new haircut. I wish I could get a new haircut. But
it's growing hair, you want it.
But let's not waste any time. Let's get them onto the show and just introduce them to the viewers. Hey guys.
Hey Byron, hi. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
So I just want to make one thing clear. We didn't meet on an aeroplane. We met on land.
So how have you guys been doing, man? What have you guys been up to? You guys so always so busy. I know Rawat is always so busy also.
Workaholic.
Definitely. Always running errands left and right. But today I'm here and I'm glad to be here, to be back.
To be back.
Well,
so to all the viewers that doesn't know, we actually had Tanya and Rawat on a few months ago. That was at the beginning of the first few shows. So we are really excited to have them on. That was a lot of value that you guys shared on that show. And I know both of you have a lot more value to give, especially with the topic that we have, which is Byron.
Oh, so
you can pop that up.
It's not an easy topic, though.
Should your religion or belief determine who you marry?
Whew, I don't think we're going to have any comments today.
Tanya, and
so
I know that this is you also study, you are a certified numerologist, and Rawat, both of you have different belief systems. What is your opinion on this topic, and how do you make your marriage work?
Okay, so you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so, I actually grew up as Christian, a very religious, strict family. So, and also, Cape Town, there's such a big diversity of cultures and religion and everything. So we were like open-minded about everything. I had family as well that was like Muslim. So we had a little bit taste of everything, and we used to do like certain prayers together. We used to read the Quran together. So I grew up actually a bit more open-minded and curious about different religions. And, I was curious about like what makes them different than mine. So there was always this curiosity wanting to know more. And I grew up Christian. And when I met Rawat, it's the first time I actually heard of there's a religion called Druze. And I was like, but what do you believe in? Because the first thing that you ask, like, what is your religion? Because I had this phobia of marrying a Muslim guy because of, all the, I don't want a man that marries 4 women. So I was a bit scared of that. So I was like, what is your religion? Because I'm Christian. And he's like, I'm Druze. And I'm like, Druze is what? What do you believe in? And he said reincarnation. I'm like, reincarnation, but what is that? And, I did my research and I found out what is reincarnation. And I was like, okay, at least you're not Muslim. I know you cannot marry 4 women. So this is how it started off, and then so he can tell you about his part, and then we'll continue my story.
Basically, this is I won't be able to tell you much more because this is a very secretive religion. I might say because of the. I mean, you need to be a certain age. You need to want to discover this religion before you can know more about it, and. When you're ready for this, then you go back to where I'm from, Lebanon, and I meet a sheikh or whoever you call it, a man of God, that will explain it to me more in depth. But at the moment, I just know that it's all about how you behave, your attitude, and to do unto others what you want others to do unto you. You know. So this is how I've been living my life.
So if you're saying that Druze is more about character, more about your character, way of living?
It is a way of life, yes. It is a way of life. You have those 10 commandments, I don't want to be lynched at or criticized later because I might be seen as someone that don't know what to talk about, what I'm talking about. But basically, I've grown up knowing that we cannot steal, we cannot lie, we cannot do bad things, So it basically gather all the 10 commandments that you find elsewhere, and I mean, it's after all, a religion is something you live by to get to the stage where you are. It's something it's some principle you live with when you're a child and you grow up with. But at the end of the day, it's how you behave with others, and
Exactly.
that matters, And yes, I can guarantee that we don't have this where you have to marry 4 women. So you have this.
So at least I can sleep well at night. I don't have to worry there's a second one or a third one. Well, for me, actually, it didn't affect my relationship with him, and we have like the same principles because I was very open-minded. And when I met him, he also he did some Buddhism, and I was like, what is that? I'm doing meditation, and I'm like, what is meditation? So this is actually before I started my journey on the spiritual path. And with our kids as well, it doesn't affect us much because he have his way of praying and I have my way, So at least he respects my way of doing things. Sometimes he cannot understand the way I'm doing things because it's not, I don't know how he feels or what he thinks. But I have my way of praying, of doing my own things and my own beliefs. And sometimes, it does cause a little bit of friction because, you come to a point where your understanding of life is different. And sometimes we're not always agreeing on the same things, but at least we know we are on the same path. So when he's praying, the kids will go next to him and they will do their thing on the carpet, and I will do my thing, and maybe I will just put my music, and I will praise God in my way. So he respects my way and I respect his way. So at least when you have an understanding that you're following the same path and respect each other's ways, without judgment. I think this happens a lot where maybe some people think that theirs is better and yours is better, and then this is where there comes a certain amount of friction, because they think theirs is better or yours is not better because you have a way of doing things and I have a way of doing things. And I have experienced this, like people will judge you because why are you not praying like this? I don't see you praying 5 times. I'm not seeing you do this. But I have my way and you should respect my way. And this is sometimes my kids, like what do we teach our kids?
Mm.
How does it affect our kids? And
Mm.
actually, the kids is growing up quite fun because they have such a diversity of like seeing him doing his thing and I'm doing my thing, that it's like a combination of both, and it's actually beautiful because they are growing up in an environment where they're not being taught to be judgmental on others' beliefs or the way they pray or the way they do things, but being open-minded to respect all religions, because at the end of the day we're all following the same path and the same principles, and this is what's important, that we following the same principles, because why it's all ends up to doing be good to people, do good, and share love, so we have these commandments, like each and every prophet, they came with their own beliefs, their own ways, but at the end of the day, if you look at it, it all teaches the same principles. So trying to implement that and not being judgmental of others' beliefs, I think that's the most important thing, especially when it comes to raising kids with different religions.
I just want to go to a comment that Isham's made on the YouTube side. So he said that will be Druze probably is a part of the Muslim religion. So he basically said it's a branch of Islam. So not the four wives part, I believe. So I don't know about that part. But yeah, so but what? It's actually interesting, and I know the topic is should your religion belief determine who you marry? But as Isham now said that on that side, that it's a your religion is a branch of Islam. Now I want to get onto this. All religions, I would think, is a piece of something that comes together, a part of guidance. And this is a chat I had with you before, or what, where you said religions are all part of guiding to somewhere in life. It's not that you should just take this religion or that religion. You should learn of all the books, and I think this is what you get taught in Islam. Am I not right?
One of the pillars of Islam is also to believe
Exactly.
to believe in all the books, to believe in the book of Moses, to believe in the Bible, which is of course the original Bible, which is the Injil,
Exactly.
because all of
You know,
it's basically no religion is right or wrong. In Islam, Quran,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean that the religions are contradicting to one another. You should still follow the teachings of other religions. So basically, this teaching
can you come closer to the mic?
Mathia, I think there's a problem with your mic.
I think I keep on switching a mic off because I just want to hear my opinion.
Fine,
You just
Brian.
make sure that your mic is on.
Okay, now
Is
it's
it
working.
good
Now
now?
it's working.
Okay, but did you hear anything that I said now?
Yes, yes,
Selfish.
yes.
You're so selfish, Baron.
Oh, Byron, you're being selfish.
Purpose, I switch the mic off every time she has to talk.
I was like coming closer, and I'm like, okay.
There was
Why
one
is
show
that?
where my mic was off throughout the show and nobody even said anything to me.
Because that means nobody was taking your opinion.
Okay.
So yeah, you were saying. Go on, go on.
So my understanding is that because Islam says you need to believe in all the
We'll
books,
just go to the comment. Yeah.
because Islam says you need to believe in all the books, it means that everything is valid. All the teachings before Islam is valid. There is no wrong, there is no right, there's the truth. And there's nothing that's contradicting. You need to take out of those books what's also valid for you within your
Yeah.
life.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my understanding of Islam. Rawat, there's something that you wanted to say?
I just wanted to say, as long as no one come in between someone's relation with God, anyone can live together. A relation with God is a personal and individual relation you have, no matter how you present it and what you're doing with it. So as long as each one of us respect the other one's relation with God, we all can live in peace.
All judgments to be put aside. Exactly.
That's
Of
true.
course.
But now go back to societal pressure because now we understand what religion is. So we know religion is beautiful, can be beautiful. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, whatever you want to call it. People just use it amongst their power. So,
Yeah.
yes, we are awoken. Yes, we understand. We understand all these things. But now society uses it to their part. Now, you as a Muslim woman that's maybe a revert, that found
Mm-hmm.
you don't like to use the word revert, we use the word where you embraced Islam. Let's put it as that as such. Now you find yourself a Christian man like myself,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're going to be judged in that community, and it's
Which
unfortunate.
has happened, and I'm not
Yes,
going to deny it.
exactly. Now you get judged in that community. Like, how can you take a Christian man
Mm.
and practice and not practice and
How
not,
are
and,
you practicing
you know,
Islam if you're with a
exactly,
Christian man? What about
exactly,
your children, etc.?
exactly. So this is where the question comes. Yes, we are aware that if we live a certain way with our character, which is just said now, whether drush or whatever way of life or religion or whatever you call it is, but your character can only be as strong as the people around you sometimes, you know. So
Mm.
you get that societal pressure, and yet we as humans want to form part of a clique. So you want to go to church as a Christian and be part of Christians and let them guide you. As a Muslim, you want to be part of other Muslims so they can guide you. But now a lot of those people in that religion faith, in that faith, they don't accept you easily yet because their character is not stinks. Some of their
Yeah.
characters, majority sometimes. Not saying that all Muslims, all Christians, all Jews are ones that push you away from your religion, but yet they make it like it's an exclusive party. A lot of times, only one you can come into an acceptance. How do you deal with that?
Even in the Jewish religion, it's I mean, I've heard many people say, even through research, that it's difficult to even be accepted within the Jewish religion. It's mainly, they say that you need to be born into Judaism.
Hmm,
It's not a religion you can embrace.
exactly.
So, what was your question, Byron?
No, it's just on your character. You know you want to accept. You know you
Uh-huh.
want to walk around with not a Muslim clique, but with Muslim people to learn more. You
Mm.
know that knows the faith better than you.
Mm-hmm.
You know you want to walk. Even Drush, you want to walk with guys like that that knows the way of life more because
Mm-hmm.
they know it better than you. Myself as a Christian, I'm just a more a role model Christian, as they would
Mm.
call it, because I follow Christianity because
And
of Jesus Christ.
you know what? I prefer to be spiritual than be classified in a box like I am
Mm,
Muslim, I am Christian, I am this, I am that. I would prefer rather to be say I'm spiritual, and being me, I'm spiritual, meaning I live my life to according to my rules, the way I feel, not how people, their expectations, what they want of me. Like, people how will always judge you, and I've put myself in a position where I don't care what people say anymore, because why?
mm,
I'm tired of living up to people's expectations. I'm tired of wearing a mask. I'm tired of being classified in a certain box, and I would rather be free than to live a life in a box with a mask and pretend to have respect certain rules and principles which I cannot keep up to, than to say I'm this, I'm that. I would rather be free than to be
mm,
classified as a Christian, as a Muslim. So if people ask me, like, okay, what are you? What religion are you? I'm spiritual. Meaning I respect all religion, but it's my way of life. Like I said, I am the creator of my life. I'm not going to wear a mask. Whoever doesn't like it, it's their choice. They have to deal with it, because I get judged. I've been called mad. As a
mm,
numerologist, I have, like, my mind is open to so many dimensions, and it's just like, it's so amazing, because I have started a journey like 6 years ago, and I found myself in a position where I was like, whatever I'm experiencing, I cannot classify it as a religion. I cannot put it
mm,
in this box. I can only classify it as spiritual, because it
mm,
has taken my mindset to a different level of belief, and it's amazing. So to be free of expectations of just being classified of something, and not being able to even live up to that principles that you so called you are, and by
mm,
judging other people for not living up to their principles, I would rather
mm,
be free than to judge people. Do you understand? So,
mm,
like, I have made people, like, that said I'm Muslim, but then you get to them and they are doing exactly the opposite of what they stand for. They're not even
mm.
respecting these principles. They're using these principles just to cover up their mask, because a lot of times I've seen people pretending. And why are you pretending to put on a mask for society to impress people, but actually they want to be free? So they put on this mask, but once they get the moment where they can be free, it's like, wow, something has been lifted off their shoulders. So why should I be put in a box where I can be free? I would rather be free than to be like in a box. So I believe is like, I'm spiritual and I respect all religion, and I take from all religions their principles. I implement it in my life by becoming conscious and more aware. Because what is spirituality? You know, you're having to become more aware of your actions, or what you think, what you say, what you do. It's actually a way of living. So every day I'm working on myself to become a better me and to implement these principles that I've learned, not to be classified as this or that and not being able to live up to certain principles, but to actually live my way of life and be happy. And it's not everybody that can be on that level of mindset, because I've been classified as crazy. You understand?
Exactly. That's where I wanted to get to now. That's exactly where I wanted to get to. And that is not the easy way of living. I don't know if Rawat and Lathia wanted to say something before I speak. If not, then I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Rawat, go.
He said, "Go ahead."
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go
What I
ahead.
wanted to say, I'm looking at the comments, right? So Sasha also say, be free, be you. And yes, a little bit of umsi. So Shah says, mentor says, love who you want to love, marry who you want to, who you want to, do what makes you happy. So I get and then you get where it also says is a part of and we're getting this YouTube and Facebook comments is a part of the Islam branch, and then hallo Sharon, we missed you. Ek like dit wanneer jy terug is. Hier gaan die kerkvrou gaan vir ons nou vertel wat om te sê. Sharon, come on, I need you today. Anyway, what I wanted to get at before I read the next comment, because there's a nice comment coming into from Taryn Bedford from that side. Before I go ahead, I wanted to say now what you just said. Now, some people will classify you as crazy. Now, imagine you were brought up all your life as a strict Muslim boy. Yes, you can go to one way of your way,
Or even Christian.
a Christian. I'm getting there. A Christian boy, right? Now, this is what you know. You believe in it. It's something is implemented. Something is manifested in your head. This is your way of life, of how you live. You're not exposed to different cultures. You're not exposed to different societal thinking. How do you fall in love with someone else? You do, yes, but forget your teachings of life. Where as a Muslim man, you should know, yes, you should surround yourself so you can enhance your way of living in the Muslim faith. As a Christian man, you should enhance your way and a Christian faith or Judaism, whatever. How do you make that conscious decision when you are now placed in a society and you fall in love with someone that's out of your faith, out of your belief? Good character. I'm not throwing the character away. How do you get those people to be married to each other and also not go insane? Because some people go insane when we're taking that decision, and some people go insane not making that decision. So how hard are us as society, difficult are us as society making it on them? But yeah, let's just go ahead before we take the other comments.
Yeah, so I feel that, I mean, it's if someone does choose to get married to another person outside of their faith, it's not that they are letting go of their belief or that they are cutting themselves off from their religion or their belief system. You can still continue with your way of life, with your belief system, as long as you're tolerant and accepting towards your partner who also has their own way of life or their own way of thinking, because that is what marriage is about. You are from two totally different backgrounds, even people that are from the same religion, just because they have different dominations, which is old apostolic, new apostolic, or whatever you want to call
apostolic.
the apostolics. People from the same religion also have conflict because there's no understanding. It's just about my way. This is how I want to believe, and they don't want to accept and be tolerant towards their partner or even people around them. That's why you have people that's judging. So if you're judging others, how does that make you? I mean, one of the, if in all the religions, I mean, we're not supposed to judge, even within spirituality.
But everybody,
But
all
yet
humans on this
everybody
life
judge.
is judging.
Yeah,
We're
people
not
always
perfect.
judge you, always have something to say. Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
what Tanya was saying. You have to live out of the box, because this is people that are still in their box and they want to impose their box on others.
Hmm.
For our end, she does what she wants. It's her relation with the with God, or whatever she calls it. I've been on all those paths. I've tried, because I didn't know what exactly was my religion. I've been trying to touch to everything and to study a bit everything. I can say in my life I've been Buddhist, I've been Christian, I've been Muslim. At one period of my life, I learned how to pray like Muslim for 5 times a day. And at the end of the day, anyway, I found what makes me happy, and without, I mean, spoiling this relation or jeopardizing this relation I have with God. And I'm happy to say today I'm a faithful man, and I have also faith in religion. For me personally, now each one have his own point of view. I do not criticize or judge her. She's my wife. I love her. We have beautiful kids together. But let me say something. And when parents say to you, you are Muslim, you have to take a Muslim man, or to a Muslim man, you have to take a Muslim woman, or for Christian or for Jews, it's because they think of the future. They think when they're going to have kids, what are they going to teach their kids? Because when you two following 2 different paths, it makes things much more complicated, because you have to, the kids can be in some kind of unbalanced phase of their lives as they grow up. So how we control that is that she doesn't get involved in this. If I have to talk with my kids on my points of view, then so be it. I don't get involved in how she talks to her kids on this path. And at the end of the day, the kids always will grow up, and they would choose their path as well. You know, we all came here as one individual, and we all gonna go as one individual. We're all gonna be judged at the end of the day individually, if there is a judgment day. And
Wow.
this is how I see life. You know, I mean, it's all about, again, I would say, like I said initially, it's about the principle you teach your kids, the way of life, the way of living. It's not just Islam that's a way of life, or a religion that is a way of life. It's
Actually living.
Spirituality is a way of life as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Living.
in spirituality, you have something that you call karma, that you can't do bad to someone, because it will hit you. It will hit you back. So it's the same.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with Rawat. At the end of the day, all religions have the same teachings. There's just variations here and there that makes it different. And our people are so focused on those things that is what causes conflict and friction between people. That is probably one of the reasons why we also still have war going on in the world. But yet, if you follow your religion, you will realize that it's about acceptance, it's about love, it's about tolerance, it's about peace. So if everybody can just live and do and follow those ways of life, I think we will have such a more open-minded society. But people are focused too much on the little nitty-gritty, unimportant things. I just want to go to one of the comments where Taryn Bedford says, and she's commenting from Facebook, I believe that love and marriage is possible with 2 people who are willing to respect each other's religious beliefs. However, there are difficulties that I've encountered myself, being a Christian girl who in the past dated a Muslim guy. Our families did not approve, and whether we like to admit it or not, that holds a lot of weight. Further issues will include how will you raise your children, etc. So again, it's not possible, but it can prove to be quite difficult. Thank you for that
That's
comment,
exactly
Taryn.
what I was saying, you see, before even we read this comment out loud.
Of course. And that's one of the reasons why we're having the show, to give people a different perspective. Because I think people, like you said, people are within their own boxes. People live in their own boxes. They're not open-minded to other belief systems, other cultures. They think their way is the right way, but there is no right and wrong.
And I think we can take this comment on the loss while we go through the other. So from YouTube, but we'll take this one on the loss and answer it. So before you got married, was both of your families supportive, or was there drama at first? So well, let's just go through Sharon's comments. I like it how Sharon gets all involved when she gets involved. When she said, "I don't agree with Christians getting married to a Muslim," and then she's and then she goes on and says, if Christian marry a Muslim, why do they disown their own, like she probably said, Christianity? And then she goes on again, even when you have food, they want to eat from you as a Christian. They won't eat from you as a Christian. Oh, she's feeling offended. There's come a lot of offense. So I'm going, I think it's just at one religion now. Let's just go again. I was married to a guy that was married into the Muslim religion. He couldn't wait to get out of it. Wow. Wow.
But let's go back to Kyle Hopkins'
before
question.
We tackle Sharon,
and I think that is to the one, Tanya. Before you got married, were both families supportive, or was there drama at first?
Okay, so you're gonna start, Chris, or me? Okay.
We didn't personally leave any drama because at the end of the day, this is how I was raised. My parents, mostly my mother, asked me if I love this woman that I'm going to marry, and this is what was important to her, you know, because no mother wants to see her son unhappy. I mean, so if you are taking someone that you love, this is what's important, and so be it. No drama on my side.
Yeah, no drama on my side as well, because you know, as I said, I grew up, even my cousins were Muslims, so we grew up very open-minded. So we were not like, even though they believe Christian and Muslim, we were not like put in a box where you just have to stick to one thing and you cannot explore out of this box. So yeah, thank God I actually grew up very open-minded, with an open-minded family, and they explored a lot of other things in religion, and they didn't have any problem. As Robert said, as long as you love the person.
For me, it was even more difficult because there was this language barrier. You know, my parents don't speak English, so they actually didn't know how are we gonna communicate with our daughter-in-law. But even this did not stop them from pushing me to pursue and follow what I wanted. You know,
and for making them understand, make her understand them. That's right. They must make her understand.
You know.
We were like boxing each other. Language barrier.
But I think you guys agree with me. You don't even need to have a religion difference to have problems of support of family, because support of family drama all depends on, and Sharon will tell you, Sharon had a comment last week where she said, and I wish I could have popped it up, where she said, I don't agree with my son being with an older woman. Because she doesn't have, the woman must go find herself. She mustn't live a father for her kids. She said it last week. So Sharon is blunt, and Carl said thank you again for that answer. So I appreciate that answer. So Carl also wanted to say what I said, that it doesn't matter what faith or religion. When it comes to women especially, and I'm basically generalizing, they always clash. They always clash, no matter what. And I think you guys can concur. I don't know if you want to... The silence says everything.
Women are just more emotional beings. So that's probably where it comes from. We carry our emotions on our sleeve. But let's just go to another comment where Sharon Mitchell says, Muslim men are allowed to marry more than one woman. In God's eyes, that ain't right. You marry one and stay faithful to the one. Otherwise, it's adultery. And then she continues and says, I do not have a lot of Muslim friends and I have a lot of respect for them, but their beliefs puts me off completely.
But I'm not Muslim, but before Lathia speaks, I want to say it's not the belief, it's the way our people use it. Like in Christianity in the past, everybody used to say, I'm killing you in the name of God. I'm doing this in the name of God. They take it out of the Bible. They take a section out of the Bible, say what works for them. Same what people do today. But my boss said I should do this. There's commandments for a reason, 10 commandments. There's certain ways to live. People go through the whole Bible. Have you meditated? The word says you must do this. You must smack the person behind the head. No, it does not. It's just how people take certain sections out there. What? You seem like you're steaming to say something. Let's hear it.
I was gonna just say that I feel we are kind of drifting a bit away from the main subject because it's not about Muslims or Christian here in this thing. I have also a lot of Muslim friends, and I wouldn't like that we speak about bad about the Muslims. You know, each one has had his own experience in life. Some people have had it bad with some Muslims. Some others have had it bad with some Christians. That's all the points of view we can't take individually for each relationship and bring it here to the table. If you agree with me, it was all about the belief of two different people. Can we join them together, and can it form a proper couple, a good couple? Other than that, we all agreed here, as we said at the beginning, we respect and all religions. And actually, the four of us here, we have 4 different religions.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
and we still
Yes,
make this show together, and are happy to be together. And so let's stick to the subject, no? Or am I
Yes, of
wrong?
course. I no,
No,
I
think
I
we,
agree with Rawat, and I think that we cannot comment on something that we do not understand.
Mm,
We cannot base our judgment because of what we see other people do. If
mm,
we don't understand a religion or
mm,
understand a belief system,
mm.
everybody interprets things differently. If I see a Muslim that drinks, I can't say all Muslim drinks. I can't say, oh, the religion
Exactly.
teaches you to drink. If I see somebody that's spiritual
Exactly.
that decides to do drugs and go to trance parties, I can't say, oh, spiritual people are all hippies,
Mm,
because that is just the way they choose to live their life. It doesn't mean that that is the belief system.
mm.
That is how they're interpreting it.
And this is a good question from Sharon, and I think you guys answered it earlier. I don't know if you want to kind of just sum it up for again. And this is a relative question towards the marriage part. And this is what you're gonna get asked. This is what people ask: how are you gonna raise the kids? What's gonna happen? All these questions, and it's without questions like this, we can't open people's minds. You understand? Even this question where she said, and I know she's going to one religion, Sharon. There's many other religions that does this cultures and stuff. And this is where the what said earlier. We
The
must look at the
Amish as
we must
well.
look at the bigger picture where we are talking about how do we bring these religions together. How can these people get married, and say why is it accepted? And I think that's
Mm.
what you were saying earlier. What it's not just based on one religion, or it's based on the
How
different
do you
beliefs.
make it work
How do you make it
between
work?
two
Yes.
people?
So this is I want you to sum it up
The,
for what.
the answer to this question is like I said before, neither of us gets involved in the teaching of each parent towards his kids. Whatever I teach my kids on how to pray, how to behave in life, it's my way. And she can teach the way she wants. I do not get involved as well. At the end of the day, like I said, when the kids grow up, they will make their own choices. I'm not trying to say this one is better or that one is better, because no matter what you say to them today, tomorrow when they grow up, they will be in their circle of friends. They will be influenced by the society. I don't know in which world we'll be living in the future, in 20 years from now, and what protocol they will have to follow. So we teach them what we know is right, and they will do what they want from it when we grow up. When they grow up, I mean.
Of course.
Pretty simple.
And I love what the watchers said there. I mean, I was born as a Christian, but yet I chose to embrace a different religion.
Were you born as a Christian?
Yes, I
I
was
don't
born.
think you're born. as a Christian.
Well, I was born into a Christian family. I was born into a Christian family, but yet I chose to embrace Islam. And thankfully, I have very supportive parents that allowed me to make whatever decisions I am going to make that's going to make me happy. I mean,
So then Sharon said you grow up confused.
no, you don't grow up confused because, like
you
like
grow
the
up
watchers said,
open-minded.
But that's just me getting, so you can answer, Sharon.
yes. So you are exposed, even if you're not exposed to two different religions within your household, you are
Mm.
exposed to other religions within society amongst your friends.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
if you are raised as a Christian, a Muslim, or a Jew, and you attend a school and you start making friends and you start interacting with people from different religions,
Mm.
it's highly likely that you will end up being in a relationship with somebody from a different religion, from a different background, because of the environment that you are in.
Yes.
So if you, I mean, unless you're in the Middle East, then it's a different story. Then of course you the percentage or the ratio of you marrying somebody from a Muslim background and culture is, of course, more likely
Exactly, logically, yes.
than somebody from a different religion.
Exactly. I just wanted to
Yeah.
say something, and I'm Christian, but I like watching this one guy. He's called Mufti Mink. I don't know if you guys know him.
Mm.
So he's a Muslim guy. He's a dean or whatever. What do they call him? A dean, right? So he preaches and he talks about
No,
all
the
these.
dean is the faith.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't even know. But I follow this guy, and he talks about all these topics and everything, you know. And he said something today, like just what you preached now and what you said now, with that it depends the society you're in. So you chose to put your child in maybe a good community. Now maybe the community is overpopulated by Muslim people, right? Now you're saying, Sharon, that it's going to confuse the kids. Now your son or your daughter falls in love with this Muslim guy, Sharon. I'm just giving you an example, and sorry that I'm picking out, and I'm just giving you an example to answer your question. So are you rather going to deny your kid to be with that person that they fell in love with because of the strong faith that you've fallen in? And this kid has good character, a good way of life. You are not judging the kid based on the kid's religion. Remember, there's a lot of people with not good religion, with religions out there, bad character. They have character that stinks. So a religion does not determine your character. A religion just gives you a guidance of how to live. It's like when you go to school. Do you think everybody that passed matric is clever? They know how to work with the way of life? No, that's what religion is. It's a teaching. It's a way of life. It doesn't mean that I pass matric, that I'm better off than the kid that's grade 10 dropout. That kid is maybe wiser in life and how to be a business minded than what I would ever be. The same way with religion, you should look at it that way, you know. And I love it that you said, I read a lot of this Mufti guy. So yeah, but anyway, but that's just my way of living. I look at the person's character, not the person's religion, or belief or anything. I also don't look at the person's qualifications in life or what other people gave him. I look at the person's character and the person's dignity and integrity, all those qualities, loyalty.
Of course.
That's a different way of living.
Exactly.
Because what society has put on you, because unfortunately, this might be a shocker because it's not. Society has given you religion. No one else. I'm a Christian and I can say that proudly because I follow Christianity because of a role model. And that is Jesus, is my role model. I don't care if you don't believe that he's the son or not the son of God. And I respect all religions because of that way of life. And that's my point I wanted to bring across.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you say there, Byron. And to if you and yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Let me help you there.
Because I spoke so well, she lost it. Say there, everyone.
It's exactly what I was saying all this.
Let me just grab my thought again.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of
how
life,
you live.
exactly.
It's not about being a Christian or Muslim or
For me,
either one of them.
It's becoming aware of what you do. You know, like I would say, it's like I became more aware of my thoughts, of my actions. If people are being nasty to me today, for example, and you know, it hurt me a lot, and I would sometimes, like, I've been through an experience. I just lost my dad, and I had an experience over 1 weekend from both sides of the family, and I was like, I had to step back, because if I did not step back and I gave into all my emotions, all my feelings, I would have been very angry. I would have said things that, you know, even salt water couldn't have washed you. So I had to step back and I had to say, what did I learn from this experience? You know, I have learned not to judge, to like whatever people have said to me, to send them love. By not just like letting you will notice your mind just going into this negative phase of like just want to just like go ahead into this negative thing where you will think like very bad just towards that person. Now what I do, I step back. I say like, hey, stop it, send them love. Or I will change it, like if something bad pops up, I will send like maybe something good. So this is like just becoming aware of your thoughts, aware of your actions, even if people are treating you with unjust and like, because life is cruel. I say there's a lot of cruel people out there. There's a lot of people that won't understand you at times. You will feel lonely, and a lot of people won't maybe understand what you're going through. But just becoming more aware and conscious of how you do, what you say makes life a bit more easier, because you will understand what you give out there will come back to you. And the more you send love, the more you will receive love. And this is one thing that I try to implement every day in my life.
In your love,
this
in
is-
your love, Indra what?
That's what I'm saying, in my love. I'm just so full of love, just sending love to you, all of you. I'm just receiving love.
You're saying, you know what?
You see where spirituality and religion meets. It's like in the Bible, in Proverbs, somewhere in Proverbs, I might have read someday. The more you give, the more you receive, and this is exactly what
It's love.
where it joins spirituality here.
Yeah, religion teaches
Or-
you love, to live in peace and harmony with each other, to do good, to be good. You have to, like, whatever is happening around you. I've been through loss, to heartache, pain, whatever life get thrown at you. I said, you know what? Throw it at me, give it to me, but I'm gonna become better. You either become bitter, or you're gonna learn from the lesson and better yourself. Next time, if something like this happens, I will be more in control of my actions, of my thoughts. You understand? So you're not just gonna be like, because I heard people speaking so bad. I'm like, why are you speaking so bad? If you only realize whatever you're putting out there, this is what reflects back to you. So I have learned to step back, observe, and then continue and just send them love and light.
Of course.
Well said.
Love that,
I'll-
Tanya. And then Sasha from YouTube, she comments from YouTube, says, unfortunately, many to even say the majority of people still confuse culture or values with
I
religion.
love that.
Exactly.
I love that. It's true.
Because
that-
even in you get different culture, you get Muslims or Christians, but yet they have a different cultural background, and the cultural background is also what causes conflict with between people, and they think that is the way of the religion. But
Exactly.
it's as Tanya just said, religion teaches you to live with love, and to accept people. And for me, the biggest thing that I've learned is to live with gratitude. If you can live
Yeah.
with gratitude every single day, and to just be thankful for this life that you've been given, because so many people are obsessed with and of course the afterlife exists, but they are obsessed with the afterlife, forgetting that this life itself is a gift. The fact that you were born is a gift. The fact that I'm sitting here today, I mean, a lot of people don't get the privilege or the blessing to even grow old. So just being able to live this life and to live it with gratitude, I think that is the biggest thing that we all need to learn. And once you can live with gratitude, you can also then learn to be more giving towards other people, because you are appreciating this life and what you have. And I mean, if you appreciate what you have now, there would be no reason for you to be unhappy, because the only thing that causes unhappiness is if you don't surrender to whatever situation you are in right now. You are resisting against whatever challenges you might be facing.
Exactly.
And that is what causes unhappiness or conflict within yourself, because you're not surrendering to the reality of what is and just moving forward. And then there's another comment that Sharon says, when you marry a Muslim guy, he wants to cover you with long dresses and wear a scarf on your head.
But I think that was a comment before. She was just that was just look at her watch something and looking. And I think
I think Sharon has been. It's obvious that Sharon has been mistreated or disappointed by a Muslim person. I feel bad for and sorry, if I may say, but she cannot categorize all the Muslims because of this experience she had.
I think
it's
says
a unique way. I can assure you, Sharon, that there is still many Muslim men out there that are very good, and whether you want or not, still to give another try, I'm sure you'll find one. I'm not.
not Rawat's married.
I
You
mean,
can't have
I'm not a Muslim and I'm already married anyway. But trust me and believe me, there is a lot of good people out there, and there is a lot of good bad people out there in all religions, in all faiths. So
exactly in
Of
all
course.
walks of
we
life.
just have to live our life with peace and harmony and give love and
Right.
respect.
Like-
Love love is not enough alone.
Gratitude.
Love and respect should go together like salt and pepper. because you can love someone, but then if there's no respect, it diminishes the love. And
I love it.
it's very important that love and respect go together. And this is, when I teach my kids, I'm not teaching them yet. They're not in age for me to teach them how to pray or what to do. I'm just teaching them the way, by showing them what I'm doing. And if I sit in my corner and pray, I pray for the Muslims, Al-Fatiha, which I know, and I can pray, Our Father who art in heaven at the same time, because God understands all languages. And so to reply to one question we didn't to Sharon, does it confuse the kids? I personally don't feel it does, and I'm not confused myself. I can pray in Arabic, French, or English, or and in all faith, and no problem. You can say it at the same time. In any way, you are praying the one God, the Creator. After all, so
Exactly.
doesn't matter.
We are brothers and sisters in humanity.
Ooh, girl, Miniara.
And what?
Yeah, we are one.
We have actually come to the end of the show. And what we usually do at the end of the show is we allow our guest host to just give a few words of encouragement of some value to the viewers. And I know that both of you have a lot of value to give to our viewers. So we're going to give the floor over to you just for about 2 or 3 minutes. No pressure. It doesn't have to be about the show. It can be any value that you feel you'd like to pass over to the viewers.
Okay, yeah, and you both can do it at the same time or one by one. It's up to you guys.
All right.
One by one. No, one by one. I got my words to say. Go for it.
Now, all I can say, I've been. You have to live your life by learning how to turn the page quick whenever something happened to you. Whenever something bad happens to me, my strength, and I think what keeps me going and happy, is the fact that I can forget in the next 2 minutes. But this is something I had to teach myself. First, to not keep a grudge, and also to live a happier life. If someone disappointed me today, or if I had an argument with another person, or let's say with bad driving, whatever happens in my life, I try to forget the next minute or two, and move on to other things. So this is one important piece of advice. I mean, if anyone can follow this, I'm sure they will live a happier life. And and also remember those 5 words that I'm going to tell you. It's peace, harmony, respect, love, and tolerance. Those 5 words are important for your life, because it will make everything so smooth in front of you. When you will see someone that doesn't understand you, you just go to the word tolerance, because you have to be tolerant. You have to accept that this person is different, and you will turn the page. You have to give love to receive love, like my wife said earlier. Same goes for respect. Peace, you have to look for peace. You cannot come in between 2 people, or even behind the back of people trying to create a war or conflict. So that's where the word peace comes. And harmony is to live in harmony with everything around you, the people, the trees, the nature. I mean, everything around you. So that's it for me.
Like you just went and you just sucked all my words. Like
No.
we were like
Find your words now. Find your words now.
Well,
You guys are married after all.
Are you still going to speak?
Well, actually when he said love, so I was like, love, you start with yourself. Love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot give love. Respect as well. Respect starts with self. Once you respect yourself, you can give respect to others, because if you're not in a good space, people around you will not be good, because we have a way of exchanging vibrations and energy. And I will say, learn to let go. Everybody, like you say, turn the page. I cannot turn just the page. Sometimes we all have our time to turn the page, but eventually turn the page and let go. Because if you're going to hold on, it's only going to hurt you. The person that you're holding a grudge against, they're going to live their life, they're going to continue, but you're going to be hurt, you're going to hurt yourself. So, like my husband said, turn the page and let go. This is the only way you're going to set yourself free. And learn to accept others the way they are. Because why? We cannot change people. This is one thing that I learn and implement every day of my life. When I come with a situation and it's in front of me and people are just behaving like, in a way, like I'm shocked, then I will say, okay, step back. So this is the person, you cannot change him. So what you do, you accept. That is how the person are, but also respect your space. Respect your space, respect your time, and respect your energy. Who you share your time with, who you share your energy with, because at the end of the day, you do get people that can drain you. So be aware of these kind of people that drain you, and always be aware of how you feel with these kind of people, because sometimes you can walk away from people feeling energized, happy, and sometimes you can just feel like not good in your skin and you don't know why. So become aware of your space, the people, the time that you spend with people, and who you spend your time with, because this is very important. We all have frequencies and energy, and everything is energy, and so be aware of these things, and love yourself, respect yourself, so you can give love and respect to others. Thank you.
Love it.
Awesome.
Love that.
Thank you so much, Tanya and Rawat, for all the value that you've shared on the show tonight. And I love your closing comments. Definitely inspired me. And
So maybe we can just take 2 closing comments from Facebook and YouTube. So we'll start with Facebook, just 1 closing comment from
Okay,
that
so-
side and 1 from YouTube.
So Taryn Bedford says, in my understanding, referring to yourself as a Christian or Muslim means consciously making the decision to exercise that faith. So even if you raise your children in a certain religion or faith, they will still have to make their own decision to exercise that faith. Someone is simply not Christian because they were born into a Christian family. Similarly, if you and your partner choose to raise your children exposing them to both of your religions, they will ultimately choose their path.
And then we can take 1 from YouTube.
So Sasha says, Islam is an individualistic religion that welcomes love, respect, acceptance, and it is not portrayed the right way nowadays, especially on the media. Presently, media is mostly based on propaganda.
And we maybe just give Sharon her point of view, because we were tackling her the whole time. She said,
I
yeah.
respect other religion. I don't judge. I'm just raising my opinion.
And we love that.
Thank
Everybody
you
has
so
their way
much.
of. And we love
Sharon.
you also, Isham. We will see you also soon. We love you. Love you guys. Rawat, Tanya, thank you so much for being on the show. I don't know if you're still gonna wait. I don't know if you're still going to wait in the background for us, or you guys are too busy. You guys
No,
are.
we'll wait. It's nice to chat in
And-
the background.
And Sharon said that, but she also said, ask this lady to stand up. I'm sure she's wearing a long dress.
Which lady?
Probably you.
I'm wearing a shirt, Trey. No, shorty. Look at
Wij zijn binnen.
I'm
As a
not a
Palestinian.
Christian cook. I'm free.
Thank you, Kyle. hop on next week, Kyle. We really loved you engaging also. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to end of the show, but we'll talk to you guys now soon. Love both of you.
Okay,
Really.
see you.
Really do it.
See you now.
See you now. You can say bye to the viewers and to Sharon also. Rawat, you can come over to Sharon. She makes nice porcupines. I'm joking. See you guys. Bye bye. There's one last one. Sharon, see you, girl. Don't judge.
You guys are so funny.
Just kidding, guys. Anyway, see you guys. Love you. Bye bye. See you now.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I love that.
Excellent show.
Sharon. And Isham was on YouTube, not even on Facebook's side. But they were going to each other, and then Sharon ends it off. Hoppa.
I think we need to get Sharon on the show sometime.
I think so. Sharon and her son.
Ooh.
That's an invitation. We have done that where we send an invitation to our viewers, and this could be another one. Good one, Sharon. We love you, and we love you asking the questions
And
there's no
raising your
judgment.
viewpoint
That's
because your
right.
opinion matters.
So you, the lovely one, she's the beautiful one. Nice
So
haircut. Look how
yeah, I
beautiful
got
she
it,
looks.
and I dyed it. Hopefully, this dye is not going to ruin my hair. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and commenting and engaging. Do tune in Mondays at 9 p.m. on Cape Town Television to catch the replay of this week's episode, which is next Monday.
That's right. And remember, we do multi-stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Share it out. We like to get more subscribers. Everybody wants to grow. So share, like, grow, follow, whatever you need to do, because we just want to share valuable content.
Exactly.
But we're going to get heading off. We're going to chat to our friends on the other side, and love you guys.
And thank you once again for tuning in.
And as we say each week,
we love you and good night.